Alright, let's get straight to it. There's a wild theory shaking up the beehive, and it's got people asking one of the craziest questions you'll ever hear. Is Blue Ivy really Beyoncé's daughter, or is she someone else's? Yeah, I know, sounds ridiculous, right? But that hasn't stopped the internet from spiraling into full-blown conspiracy mode after Rhymir Carter, who's been in the headlines before for claiming to be Jay-Z's secret son, dropped a comment that's got people reading way too deep. He hinted that his real sister isn't Blue Ivy, but a girl named Kathy's daughter. And that's all it took for the internet to catch fire. Now, if you've been around long enough, you know this isn't the first time folks have questioned Beyoncé's pregnancy. The infamous baby bump fold moment, yeah, that video is still floating around, getting slowed down and zoomed in like it's the Zapruder film. People swore up and down that when Bey sat down, her belly folded in a way that looked more like a pillow than a baby. Some said it was just the dress fabric bunching up. Others were screaming, she's wearing a fake bump. And honestly, it got so out of hand that even respected TV hosts were chiming in. Wendy Williams, for one, didn't hold back. She called the whole thing a publicity stunt meant to revive a fading career. But here's where the story gets even murkier, because when you mix in Kathy White, a publicist with rumored ties to Jay-Z, the theories start turning from wild to straight-up disturbing. Kathy wasn't just some random woman. She had real connections in the industry, ran her own PR firm, and was spotted in photos with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Q-Tip Jordan. Then, just when whispers started swirling about her potentially speaking out about an alleged affair with Jay-Z, she died out of nowhere at just 28. The official cause? A brain aneurysm. But you know how these things go, conspiracy theorists didn't buy it. Some folks online believe Kathy was going to blow the lid off a hidden child situation and that her death was just too convenient. And when you add in that she was reportedly in touch with journalists and possibly planning to go on record, yeah, people started connecting dots that may not even exist. But that hasn't stopped the theories from growing. Now, years later, those same people are digging all of this back up thanks to Ray's latest claim. He's already made headlines for years trying to get Jay-Z to take a paternity test. But now he's tossing out lines that are pulling Blue Ivy into the mess, suggesting she might be someone else's kid. That hit hard, not just because it's outrageous, but because it reignited every single rumor people have tried to put to rest over the past decade. But here's the twist. This isn't just about whether the pregnancy was fake or not. This is about power, image, and the way Beyoncé has always handled her public life. She's never been one to overshare. While other celebs go live on Instagram and spill every detail, Bey plays it close to the chest. That's her brand: mystery, elegance, control. She lets you see what she wants you to see, nothing more, nothing less. And that's what makes these rumors so explosive. Because when someone's that private, people start inventing answers. They look for any wrinkle, any shadow, any weird lyric in a song and turn it into gospel truth. Which brings us to something else. Fans can't stop talking about her song, Daughter, from the Cowboy Carter album. The lyrics dark, violent, full of rage. Some say it's a cryptic confession. Others say it's just art. But the timing? Suspicious enough to fan the flames. Kathy White wasn't just a name tossed around in gossip blogs. She was a real person with a real career. Born in Louisiana, half Korean and half Black, Kathy was sharp, ambitious, and had deep roots in the entertainment world. She graduated from Howard University, ran her own PR company called White Label, and rubbed shoulders with some of the biggest names in the industry. There are even photos of her at events alongside Kim Kardashian, Chris Pratt, and Denise Richards. She wasn't a nobody. She had access, and apparently that access extended to Jay-Z. Rumors began bubbling that Kathy and Jay-Z had more than just professional ties. Some claimed she was his mistress. Others said they were friends who got a little too close. But what makes all of this more intense is the theory that Kathy may have had a child, one that people believe could be connected to Jay. Crazy? Sure. But the people who believe this aren't backing down, especially when they bring up the circumstances surrounding her death. The timeline is eerie. A journalist named Liz Crokin, who'd been digging into the Jay-Z and Kathy story, claimed Kathy was about to go on record with everything. She was finally ready to talk, ready to drop details about the alleged affair and this supposed child. Liz said she spoke to Kathy multiple times. Then, out of the blue, Kathy stopped answering her phone. Days passed, no responses, no sign of her. And then word came through. Kathy was dead, found in her Manhattan apartment. An aneurysm, they said, just like that. Now, let's be clear, nothing's ever been confirmed. No police report has linked Jay-Z to anything. No official sources have said there was foul play. But this is the internet, and where there's smoke, people start throwing gasoline, especially when you bring up the idea of a hidden child. That's the part that keeps people obsessed. Because if Kathy did have a child, where is that child now? Here's where the theory takes a turn. Some folks online believe that this child was quietly passed off to someone else. And with Rhymir Carter recently stirring the pot, people are asking, what if that child is someone the world already knows, like Blue Ivy? It's a wild leap, but that hasn't stopped social media detectives from going into full CSI mode, comparing baby photos, facial features, and family timelines. It's messy, it's speculative, and it's gotten traction. Then there's the photo, the one that supposedly shows Kathy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Claudia Jordan together at a club. Some say it's doctored. Others swear it's real. And in the age of deepfakes and AI-generated content, who even knows anymore? Still, it fuels the idea that Kathy wasn't just a distant associate. She may have been part of that inner circle for a time. There's also chatter about Beyoncé's lyrics being coded messages. Fans have picked apart tracks from Lemonade, Renaissance, and now Cowboy Carter, especially the song Daughter. The lyrics are violent, emotional, and raw. Lines about bloodstained couture and betrayal have people wondering, was that song a metaphor, a confession, a warning? But let's not forget who we're talking about here.